Hey guys, I'm currently finalizing plans to a home that we hope to build. Now, we've gone through a lot of different plans. This one right here seems to be the most cost effective, I'd say, um, per building materials and what we have to work with as far as the money we have saved, which is actually not enough to finish this build. Let me flip this around so you can see our design. We don't exactly have enough to finish this, but if we sold both travel trailers, we should have enough to finish it out on the inside. At this point, I think we have enough for the materials to build up the shell. It's a concrete pad, and the shell and insulation, hopefully, that we might just have to make do with putting things in gradually. I would have to get an income, after being chronically ill for 7 years. Man, I'm feeling so much better. I've had actually the best several days I've had in a very, maybe ever, maybe in a long time, which much less reduced pain in the transformed migraine, and then also the fatigue. Well, that's been kind of worse, but that kind of flip-flops with them. It's either the pain or the fatigue. So anyway, here's the plan. This program, in case you're wondering, is called Sweet Home 3D. It's free. You can find their website and download it directly from their website. Just to point out this plan, what's not on here is on the southern wall. Actually, that's the northern, but up here would be the southern wall facing our chicken yard and our orchard. That would be lined with solar panels that are, I think they're like 3.5 feet wide. So this whole side would have an overhang, and it would work out as such that it would create a passive home design where the summer sun would not hit the wall down there at all. But in the wintertime, there would actually be light to come through the windows. So we wouldn't use like the low E windows. We'd just use normal windows to allow that heat to come in the summertime and reduce some of our heating costs. Also, this is a post frame design. So the windows are placed in such that they're not in the place of a post that comes up from the ground. So on the short side, which is 40 feet, and this is 48 feet along the long side, 40 feet, there would be posts every 10 feet there. And then there would be posts every 8 feet along the long side. So that kind of tweaked the window placement just a little bit. But as you can see, it's a 4-bedroom home, and we're a family of 6. At least 3 girls would be in this room in the top left corner initially. And our boy he's 7 years old now. At some point, he's going to we want him to be in his own room probably, and probably over here top right corner. Also, always consider parents, when I'm thinking about the future, and maybe if they needed future help or something. So we have a bedroom down here. Now, I guess our children could, in the bottom right corner, our children could, fill up these rooms pretty easily. But I'm just thinking, to make room. And they mostly like to be together. Actually, they all want to be together right now. So it'll be a crowded room for a little while, but we'll be branching out into the other rooms. In past homes we've had, I've built up recording studios, so I don't know if this bottom right hand room we could put some extra insulation in that and also dub it as a recording studio, or if I would even be able to do that in the future at all. I think if we're going to homestead, which we plan to do, there's going to be a lot of work to do outside in developing this 12 acres that we have in northeast Missouri. But so anyway, in case you're wondering, this is, if you can't see it very well, this is the hot water heater here. It's actually a hybrid system. If we can afford it again, we like to get one that it uses a heat pump and it uses air exchange to heat the water. So it actually produces a lot of cold air. So this would actually be a cold storage room. Now, when you're homesteading and you're growing a lot of your food, you need a lot of storage, and having a cool room that stays 55 to 60 degrees, which we're hoping it would stay. We've actually done this before in our previous home we had to sell, but that was in the basement, and it stayed 50 to to 50 to 60 degrees down there. And we ran in the cold air from the water heater. So it was pretty cool setup. It helps your food store for longer. And this one is just an extra closet here in the middle. I used to have the furnace and AC there, but that requires a drain. I thought I could reduce at least one drain by putting the AC furnace system over here. This is a hot dryer, washer. This is also our solar batteries. And this is actually a well we already have dug here. This well, which we're not, well, I guess we're kind of starting to use it. We'll use it as a well. We have it dug it this past summer, and it has water. So we have water on our property. That's a nice thing. And you definitely want to secure that if you plan on living off grid. So I think we have like around 10 to 12,000 watts worth of solar panels, and we have 28.6 kilowatt hours of batteries already ready to be installed, and two 6,000 watt EG4 XP6000 inverters. So that's the off-grid system. I would consider another battery bank, which is 14.3 kilowatt hours if we have money left over, because and we overdid the amount of solar panels we actually need. Actually, we might have a little bit more in that. I'm not sure, but I think it's probably at least 12,000 watts, which is plenty. So that's going to line the southern side, and it'll actually go further than what that southern side has to offer there. So we'll actually extend it down on one side to make to dub like as a shed type of shelter, just to store some outdoor lawnmower, things like that underneath. So that's the plan. I might actually consider putting some solar panels here on the west side for the evening sun, which is really important. That's where you use a lot of your energy to supplement with. And what else can I say here? Yeah, it's about, almost 20 feet by 40 feet for that living room, dining room, kitchen area. We love the open floor space. And I had other designs, and if you use a hallway, you're using up a lot of your square footage. This open design maximizes square footage. It also maximizes cooling and heating efficiency, because per the exterior wall, if you go with something more square, you're getting more square footage on the inside compared to something more rectangular, which uses more wall space. That means there's more surface area on the outside that's going to be attracting heat and cold depending on your season, and you have to do a little bit more extra heating, cooling costs. So this is the design. There's a little bit of wiggle room here. I mean, the water heater here could go into the center closet, and it would consolidate some of the plumbing costs. But then again, I have this kitchen sink up here, so either way, I think we'll just keep it this way. Of course, the dryers on the outer wall here to have the exhaust going outer, and down here this is a wood burning stove, which we hope to do at least half of our heating costs with that. We can probably do all of it with that. It would just be chopping more wood. But we have so much solar, and we want to have a heat pump system for our furnace. So we I'm not sure we can even afford that to start out with, but we do already have a mini split we can install here in the living area, and ducts and everything will be have to consider all of this. The main thing is we just want to get the structure up, because we have very cold winters in northeast Missouri, and we're gonna need a building with insulation to even exist there. And so hopefully we can get this done. Please be in prayer for us that the Lord will open the door for this to be built somehow. I've had enough from some materials, but not to pay to do all this. Thankfully, I've been a contractor and electrician in the past, so I can do most of this, all of it myself, really. Just take some time. But there's some things that we need help with as far as putting up the outer structure. So hopefully we'll have some helping hands to help us with that. I received a lot of feedback when I posted this on Facebook, and a lot of good ideas. But if you hear all the considerations we have, I think this is going to be the best situation. We could shorten the master bedroom, which we don't need a master bedroom this big. It's really nice idea. We could shorten it, but then have more living room space, but I think we have plenty of living room space. Once we get in there and chalk out, where our rooms will be, we kind of can make the final decision. But I think this would be pretty close to the final design here. So this is the front door here on the bottom, the north-facing wall, and where we park our vehicles would be coming in through the mudroom or utility room over here. And this is the back door going to the backyard, and chickens, and we have sheep already in the property. And we need to dig out a root cellar and a greenhouse to get started here. There's other projects we have around the property. We have 12 acres, so there's going to be a lot of work to do there. But anyway, we're hoping that the Lord will open the door for us to get this built and to be stationary, at least have a home base there in Northeast Missouri. We've been living in an RV now for 2.5 years. It's going to be 3 years this coming summer. So we're happy to in any state that we're in. We're content in the Lord, and I think He's used us in each state, but we'd be happy to be stationary and have actually a home to with space. We're living in 400 square feet now. We lived in 200 square feet for 2 years. It was quite tight. Our children are young, but they're growing, and it sure would be nice to have this set up there on the homestead in Missouri. So thank you for your prayers and your support. There's been some people that support us financially, so thank you. Thankful to you guys as well. So thankful. All right, you guys have a blessed week. And yeah, this is the home design. This is the plan. Just kind of explaining some of it.